All right, everybody, welcome back. It's Ben. I'm in the shop today. At your request, we're going to talk about something super important. Beds. Not truck beds. Real beds. So we get a lot of people asking about bed bugs. I hate bed bugs. I'm sorry, this is what I do for a living and I hate them. So I'm going to show you guys today what you can do and how bed bugs are treated. To be honest, there's not going to be a lot you can do that's really going to eliminate them, but we'll talk about some of the things you can do and some of the products that we've used. There are others, there's a ton of them, but I always just pick a select few, and that's what we're doing today. So here we go. All right, we're talking about bed bugs today because you guys wanted to hear it. I hate doing them. There's two ways to treat for bed bugs. One, chemical treatment. Two is a heat treatment. So bed bugs, how they work is if you heat them up, if you get them above 130 degrees, then their bodies will explode and they die. That's effective, right?
I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
So whenever there's a question about how to treat them or the best way to treat them, heat treatment is going to be the best just because it takes a lot of the guesswork out of it. Now, do I like to do it? Do I think it's safe? You know, there's arguments either way. Basically, they will have to raise the temperature inside of your home or dwelling up to above 130 degrees for a specific amount of time to explode all the bed bugs and kill them. It's kind of messy, but it's effective. So you've got to have a huge heater system. You've got to have tarps and tents and stuff like that. And then you run the risk of, does it damage anything in the house? And you know, how long does it take and how effective is it? Think of your couch. Your couch is a bunch of cushions, a bunch of almost insulation. So if they're in your couch and you try to heat up your house, how long does it take for that heat to get hot enough and to penetrate your couch and to really be effective? So that's one of the questions. There's several areas that are a question, but for the most part, if you do a heat treatment, it's going to take care of them. Now, you can't do it yourself. You can't build a fire that hot. You can't sustain it. It's got to be contained, and the whole area has to get it. It has to penetrate all of that. Ask a heating and cooling guy about how your heater or your cooler works. They're not like instant because they have to cool everything down. All your blankets, all your bedding, all your couch, all your curtains, all your clothes, everything that's in the house is going to try to resist that change in temperature. It can be done and it is effective. And when we have customers with bed bugs, that's what we do, is we do a heat treatment. Prior to that, we would do a chemical treatment. And there's several steps to this. And here's the problem. The chemical treatment works. The problem is you have to rely on the customer to do a lot of the service. It's kind of like roaches, but even more, because they've got to do a ton of prep and they've got to do a ton of follow-up and they've got to do everything right. Otherwise, they'll just re-infest. So bed bugs can go like a long period of time. I'll put it on the screen without in between feedings, at least females. So they can feed and they can hide and hibernate and lay eggs, and then they can hatch and come out after the products have gone away or after you've cleaned up or after you've changed or after you bought a new bed or whatever it is. So that's the problem. You have to give it enough time and do enough of the prep in order for a chemical treatment to work. I'll run you through a chemical treatment. I'm not going to run you too much through a heat treatment. You get the idea. You tent it off, you heat it up, explode all the bed bugs, and then move on. Chemically, you can treat them. There's tons of products. This is just a handful. All of these are labeled for bed bugs. They even have little pictures of bed bugs on the label here on most of them. The way it works is you need to get them in the products, and it will work on their bodies and it will stop their central nervous system from functioning, and it kills them. Or there's dusts that are made from diatomaceous earth, which gets into their exoskeletons and tears them apart or dries them out, or there's a couple other things it can do, but basically that's another system that helps. So chemically treating, you've got to do several things in order to make sure that you're eliminating all of the bed bugs. because there's mama bed bugs, there's daddy bed bugs, there's a bunch of babies, and they're horrible. So let me run through this stuff really quick. We'll talk about the prep for bed bugs. If you call a company and they tell you, here's what you're going to have to do, there's going to be a long list. First of all, you're going to have to completely clean out the room that's infested. All the clothes have got to be taken out. All of the beddings and linens and everything have got to be taken out and laundered. There are things that you can't dry clean or launder that are in a room, and you're going to have to put those into a garbage bag or something and similar and seal them up. And then we can put products in there, leave it for a certain amount of time, and it'll penetrate enough and kill all the bugs that are in there. That way when you bring the bag of clothes or whatever back in, you're not going to re-infest. So that's super important. You clean out the area, you strip the beds down, strip everything down, and get prepped. Once you seal up a garbage bag, you're going to want to put something inside. This is a product we use in attics. Looks like a big air freshener. So this is a huge one. It's basically got a chemical wafer in the middle and then this plastic thing that allows the air to blow through and carry chemical. It's good for flying insects. It's good for some other stuff, spiders, whatnot. These are expensive, and this one's huge. So this is too much to put in one bag. We found this handy dandy little version. It's called a New Van Pro Strips. These are cool because you build them yourself. You put the little wafer inside, you can hang them up, or we put the wafer inside and we put it in the bag with the clothes or whatever we're trying to treat. And you can reduce them. You can cut them down to half sticks or whatever. So those are important because you've got to be able to get everything treated. So laundering your linens and your clothes will kill the bed bugs. So you put them in the washer, put them in the dryer, it heats them up, obviously over 130 degrees, and takes care of them. Anything that's dry cleaned, heat dry cleaned, it's going to take care of it. So that's one of the main things. The reason you get bed bugs is because you go somewhere, either your suitcase picks them up, or you pick them up and put your clothes in the suitcase and then take them home, and they reproduce. Your clothes are like the worst culprit because you got to wear clothes out of the house while we treat, and then you come back in the house. Well, guess what? If you carried stuff with you that's got bed bugs, you've got bed bugs again. All right, so I got this box here. This is a vacuum. We use this for a lot of different pests, but mainly roaches. If you do a bed bug treatment, this is a vacuum that goes on your back, and then you can go around and vacuum up pests. So that's going to work for roaches, bed bugs, anything. Whatever you can vacuum up and put in this bag that's inside the vacuum, and then take it out, seal it up in a Ziploc or something and throw it away. Whatever you pick up, you don't have to kill. So this is a step that a lot of people miss. Vacuuming is huge. It's huge for fleas, it's huge for roaches, it's huge for bed bugs. Vacuuming up, getting rid of them. Don't just vacuum them up and leave your vacuum in the house because then they'll just reinfest. But like this one has got a HEPA bag. So you vacuum it up, take the bag out when you're outside, get rid of it, you're done. So those are great. That's step number one, is you vacuum up anything that you can. Step number two is going to be products and sprays. So I'm going to start over here with the dusts. So here's two dusts that you can use, Delta Dust or Semexa. Semexa is actually made specifically for bed bugs. So it works really well. Delta Dust works too, but Semexa works really well. Basically, you've got to dust your cracks and crevices, your wall voids, your baseboards. I've showed you guys in the past where you can take a bulb duster. Oh, see, it's got a little puff of diatomaceous earth. So these you can shove underneath the baseboards, you can put them in outlet boxes, all that kind of stuff. You've got to get dusts into your wall voids, into your cracks and crevices to make sure that you've got something there to protect you. And that's long term. That dust lasts a long time. So that stuff is really good. You don't just sprinkle it out everywhere like I've seen people do. You actually put it strategically in places. Let's talk about sprays. In order to treat bed bugs, unfortunately, you're going to have a precision sprayer, like a B&G or something. Precision makes a good spray, good coverage, good mist. That's going to be the hard part. It's hard to do on your own. There are products that are listed for bed bugs that work on bed bugs. Here's a few. So we've talked about this Alpine before. This is their water-soluble granules. Basically, you mix them in with water and you can spray it. This is really good. This is not the heaviest hitter we have, but it is really good. Typically, if we go, the first treatment is going to be with an adulticide. This Zenprox emulsifiable concentrate works really good on a lot of things, but it's super heavy duty. So when you spray that, it does require respirator, full PPE, everything. The Alpine does not, so that tells me a little bit about how harsh it is. So if it's harsh on me, it's going to be harsh on the bed bugs. Last time I took out a bottle that was this shape. We used it for fleas. This one is an IGR, insect growth regulator. It does have bed bugs on the label. It does have roaches, has some other stuff, but basically this is going to do a lot of things. It can stunt their growth. It can make the males sterile. It can stop them from growing and reproducing. So this is important to mix in with your spray so that you can slow the process of reproduction. Phantom is a good all-around product. It's pretty heavy duty. It does require a respirator. It's a non-repellent, which is nice, so they won't know it's there, and then they can get it on them and it works. This has been around a long time. So there's just a few examples, and you have to apply those by the label like it shows. That's just the spray. So where do you spray? Well, you're going to spray a lot of different places. You can broadcast spray carpets, you can spray floors, you can spray drapes, you can spray the mattress, the bed itself, all sorts of things. But you have to read the label. You have to know what you're using and what you can spray it on. Like I said, you use a precision sprayer to work on those surfaces. So here's the thing. You've done your prep work, you've vacuumed, and then you've got a spray ready. Oh, we talked about dust too. And you've dusted. So there's going to be some controversy about when you dust, how much, when, whatever. I like to dust last. That way I'm not soaking down any of the dust products, but then you've got to be careful where you're putting them and make sure that you're not mixing or flushing out the dust that you want in there. You want them to be dry and you want them to be on the surfaces inside your wall voids. Now you're not going to spray inside your wall voids unless you're using a crack and crevice spray. So just be careful where you put the two. So prep work, vacuum, spray, dust, a crack and crevice contact kill product. So there's several of them. Bedlam is just one of them. This is the one that we've used the longest. And basically you can get it has a straw, so you can get into crack and crevices. This is going to force them out of their hiding spots. It's going to flush them, and it's also a contact kill. It's pretty heavy duty, so you want to wear a respirator. You can buy most of these things online. The problem is, can you apply them properly? So that's the question that you have to answer on your own. So let's talk about the actual mattress itself. So I grabbed a nice light twin mattress because I didn't want to carry something heavy. The bed is ground zero, so you've got to do something special about the bed. Some people think, oh, I'll just go buy a new bed and we'll be fine. Gets rid of the bed bugs. Well, if they're in your clothes, if they're in your carpet, if they're in your wall voids, if they're anywhere else, then they'll re-infest your bed. So even if you buy a brand new one, it doesn't guarantee it. So here's one of the things that we recommend you do. You strip your bed down. Obviously, when you're looking at a hotel or something and you want to see if there's any bed bugs, you're going to check these cracks and crevices, well, these seams of your bed. If you've seen bed bugs or ever had them, you're going to see activity, feces, egg sacs, all sorts of stuff along that edge, or just the bed bugs themselves. You'll also see blood stains where they've bitten and fed and gone to the bathroom, whatever. Blood stains will be common. Feces, small bed bugs, all that kind of stuff. They hide. They're thigmotropic, so they're going to hide in pressure areas where they can be up against at least 3 sides. So this is a brand new mattress. Even with a brand new mattress, you want to protect it so that there's less places for them to hide. So there's something that we do after we spray. Now, we spray the mattress, both sides, soak it down. And then, instead of just leaving it, we actually encase it. So you can get these bed bug covers. Now, you have to be careful because not all bed bug covers are created equally. I'll show you how this one works. Protect a bed. That's the one that we used to use. If we've treated a bedroom with a bed and we've sprayed the mattress, both sides, edges, everything, what we'll do is we'll get a mattress cover for it. And some of these are thicker and better than the others. This one's not bad. I'll show you the end here. So the zipper is right here, and then on the end of the zipper is this little loop, because what they want you to do is zip it all the way up, and then they give you these nifty little zip ties so that you can, and they're even numbered if you want to keep track, but you take the zip tie and you run it through the end of the zipper into the loop and seal it off. So once you've sprayed the mattress and treated the mattress, you slide it into the cover, put the cover all the way on. We'll do that real quick. And this is not the easiest thing to do with one technician or one person if it's a large bed. So this is just a little twin, a light one. And obviously if there's spray all over it, you're gonna have to have gloves. You're gonna wanna protect yourself, PPE. I haven't sprayed anything, so I'm just demonstrating the bed bug cover. We're gonna zip it up. This is a little bit smaller mattress. Normally they're a little bit tighter. This is a thin, cheap mattress, so that's what we get. So right here is your zipper where it ends. It does have this nice, the material is all folded over itself and protected. So hopefully once you zip it tight, there's no way for a bed bug to get in or out. And then you zip tie it.
Our Ultra door features a heavier duty multi-point locking system, securing the door using a double throw mechanism and 6 additional fixed locking points on the hinge side.
You can reuse it. So if you have to come back and spray again for any reason, take the cover off, soak it down, put it back on, put another one of your zip ties on it. Then they can use this, and you'll see these on, if you ever wonder why hotels have a mattress that you can't see the mattress, it's because they put a cover on it. Helps keep it cleaner, and then they can get rid of the cover instead of getting rid of the mattress if they have to. But this is one designed for bed bugs. Now, can I spray it after I put it on and then set it on the bed? Yes, you can. Some technicians will do that. But basically what I'm doing is I'm sealing in any bed bugs that are in there that I can't get to with product so it will kill them. Plus I'm giving you a clean surface that you can put your sheets on and sleep on and not be all blood stained. Anyway, bed bug cover is key if you're doing a chemical treatment. After we've done vacuuming, dusting, spraying, all that kind of stuff, crack and crevice is one of the most important steps. You're going to have to deal with the bed frame itself, the trim in the house, whether it's carpet or not, wherever you can put dust, pesticide dust is going to help. Wherever you can't, you're going to want to use a crack and crevice spray. You're using the straw, you're going to get it into areas that where the bed bugs are. You need to kill them. So especially like So especially the bed frame itself, the headboard and the side rails, they usually have those hooks that slide down in and connect it together, so there's a gap and then the hooks go into them. I'm gonna put a shot of one that we have upstairs. But the headboard, all of those little areas are places for them to hide. And so you'll need to get the straw. I got a red one. This one comes with a clear one, but I got a red one that sits in there. And you're gonna use the straw to get into those tight areas and then spray the product. If you don't do that, they'll hide in there. And then when the products dissipate and die off, they'll come out and they'll reinfest. They'll have more babies. They'll go into attack mode. They'll just go like crazy and reproduce. And then you're back where you started from. That is the problem with bed bugs. If you cannot do all of the parts, you will not get rid of them. All right, so the last thing that you need to do on a bed bug treatment is glue boards. This is probably the most important step, just like it is for brown recluse spiders. One, you can't get away with just one treatment. You're probably going to have to treat every couple of weeks to break up that egg cycle and make sure that you've got everybody. But two, if you have a glue board and you put it either by the bed or by the area that's infested, they're going to collect on here and you're going to see where they're coming out of or where the population is, and these are going to tell you the story. So there's a couple of different things you can do. You can just lay them out along the walls, under the bed, different areas like that, and monitor the bed bug activity over the next couple weeks. So I grabbed a bed frame. There's a couple of things that you need to be careful of. Any of these joints right in here, or any of these pockets, or this big thing that is an open spot, or even the bottom of the foot, look, there's open areas. You've either got to treat those or make sure that they are separated from where the bed bugs are. So I bring out this bed frame to show you one of the tactics that you can use for glue traps. So if you've got bed bugs in your bed, you don't want them to go anywhere else, or if you've got bed bugs in the wall and the bed's now clean, you don't want them to reinfest. So you can take yourself a glue board and you can actually stick it to the foot of the bed. That way, if any bugs are trying to either come down, they get stuck, or go up, they get stuck before they can make the transition between the two. So this is a cheap way of doing the tactic. They do make little discs that have like a glue trap or a trap in them that are specifically for beds, but you pay more for that. This does the same thing, but it's actually a life hack. So if you're not sure, if you have seen bed bugs or maybe possibly have them, this is a good thing you can do. Glue traps are cheap. You can buy them at the hardware store and do this, and then you'll be able to monitor the movement of the bed bugs, or if there is any. And then you can, when they get stuck on there, you can identify them. So that's a good tactic. You want to make sure you put plenty of glue boards out. Go ahead and buy a couple of boxes. Just freaking use them. They're cheap, and they tell the story. They tell you where they're moving, where they're coming from, all that. So glue traps is super important. That's the last thing I do on a treatment. And then the next time I go, if I have to respray or reapply anything, I'll swap them out. I'll focus my spray and my energy where I see them and where I know they are. So that's a quick version of what you can do on a bed bug treatment to treat them chemically. First thing you got to do, get yourself a bed bug cover for your bed, your mattress, and box spring. So if you have a twin you have to have two. If you have a king, you have to have three, because you need two twins and a king size bed. And if it's a queen, you got to get two queen covers, one for the box spring, one for the mattress. Definitely a vacuum with a removable bag. Likely HEPA filter is more important because you won't have any of that particles or anything getting back in the air. Remove it, throw it away, get it out of there. Chemical treatments can help and can work if you do them right and you do them by label. Jason interrupts the program because he's going to work on his truck cleaning the tank. Well, Jason's going to be making noise, so I'm going to call this good. Always, you can call a professional, find out how their treatment works, but you want to make sure that they don't miss any of those steps. And if you have the money, do a heat treatment, and it takes all the questions out of it. But make sure they warranty it in case they miss something or don't do something right. They can come back and redo it. Anyway, that's bed bugs, our favorite. And that's going to be it for today. We'll see you guys on the next one.